Okay. That definitely did not take 38 seconds to boot. Okay, here are our menus. Is this the text screen? Yes, it's the text screen. However, I am using a custom character set, so I'll show you a couple of great things that I've got. Let's say we're going to open this system menu. Boink. Here you can see I have some custom characters, which I think really add to the display. Now, watch what happens as I roll over. My mouse button is currently down. Wow. I mean, look at how fast those pop out. I mean, they basically pop out as quickly as you can roll over them. Now let's move on down here and, oh, look at that. So we're actually not constrained. If you accidentally overshoot the menu, that's okay. It just stays open for you. We also have rollovers. Okay, so we've got these rollovers that, and we can roll back and forth across the menus. Oh, so what's this little indicator? Ah, we have a pop-out menu indicator. Okay, so that we get a pop-out. And of course now with these submenus, well, we can fall off the edge of that, and well, that doesn't close. Let's say we go navigate very carefully up here to this. Oh, okay, no problem. That actually closed both menus, popped open the next one. We even have a further submenu here. Okay, so what's going on here? Here we have a check mark to indicate that this is on. So let's turn that off. Boink. Oh, we get rid of the clock. That's pretty cool. Okay. Now, we also have our keyboard shortcuts. Keyboard shortcuts are always unique. So Commodore F. What do we got here? We actually have keyboard modifier key combinations. So this is Shift Commodore L in order to trigger this. This is test code, of course, infinite loop. Now, before we do anything, let's click here. Okay, so we have this little guy. This is again test code, but showing that I can drag this item around the screen. So now we're gonna pop out this menu, and okay, so we can see that these menus are compositing over top of that item that I dragged. So let's drag it again. Let's put it maybe here. Okay, totally obscured, partially obscured, pops out the other side. Okay, that's pretty cool. But now I have another test. This is to show that I'm really compositing these. So I have this option. If I turn on view as a list rather than as a grid, you'll see what happens. Okay, I have this background image actually bouncing up and down. And you can see how stable everything else is. So I can move this now on top of it, but wherever I leave it, very, very stable. Now watch this. I can pop open my menus, and as my menus pop open, the background is continuing to bob around, showing that I'm actually live compositing the layers, the background, this thing that I was able to move, plus the menus on top of them. And everything is still, by and large, as quick as it was before. I mean, it basically rolls over as quickly as you can get to it. If I switch back to as a grid, my background stops bobbing. Now, I also have keyboard shortcuts. And when I trigger keyboard shortcut, so manage files is Commodore F. When I trigger that, it just changes the border color. But watch what happens to the menu, the root menu itself. Boom, 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 boom. It's blinking to let me know that with my keyboard shortcut, I'm triggering something that's under that menu. So here I'll trigger, so this is Control, so Control D. I'll use Control D. Boom, 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 boom. Now this test code is actually blinking a character here. That's intentional as part of the test code. But you're seeing that with the keyboard shortcut, it's actually highlighting for 1/5 of a second the root menu it comes from. And that can actually be deeply nested as well. So let's say we want to turn our clock on and off. So this is nested several layers deep. This is Commodore C. So I'll go Commodore C, turn the clock on and off. And so as I turn the clock on and off, not only is the clock here turning on and off, but also multi-levels deep, it's highlighting that menu. Another interesting feature of C64 OS and the menus are, I have this as a test, I can actually hide the menu. And so now you have complete access to the whole screen. The clock is gone, the menu's gone, you can use the full screen. Now, if I want to use keyboard shortcuts from the menu, well, lo and behold, they actually still work because the menu system is still active. We can even turn on our background using Commodore L for list, turn it off with Commodore G for grid. We can drag this all the way up to the top, and when we want to re-enable our menu, we can use our keyboard shortcut to bring it right back. So the fact that I've made the menu showable or hideable via menu options themselves is part of test code, but actually it's a system level feature that you can hide the menu. And so I guess that's all I wanted to show you. Oh, wrong. There's actually one other thing. Now this is also test code. So you can see that these check marks are movable. So their check mark is indicating as a grid, their check mark is indicating, as a list and then as a grid. So you see this search option here. It's enabled right now. Well, for test purposes, I have that triggered on if you turn the clock on. So if you turn the clock on, just as a test, this option is grayed out. Okay? And if I turn the clock off, now this option is on. So that's to show that code has the ability to, the application code has the ability to specify which of these menu options has a check mark and which of these menu options is disabled. And I think that's all I have to show. Thanks for watching.